the bag Rita left in the truck.
The usual paraphernalia.
A radio log. Look, someone has checked that piano concert.
That's right. This program was broadcast yesterday. I wonder why it's marked.
Well, Belmont's a musician. That's reason enough.
Not for me. Jim Belmont has a motive for everything he does. PAG. It's a Kansas station. We'll wire them for a transcription of the program and have them send it by airmail. It will give us a clue to Belmont's next move.
So now you understand, my dear, that it was necessary for me to hear the broadcast yesterday in order to learn when this pianist Carlotti would arrive in this city.
Yes, I understand. Carlotti is coming here to play the accompaniments for this highbrow fiddler, Morello, at a concert. And you want to steal Morello's fiddle.
Not just a fiddle, my dear. His Stradivarius violin. It may interest you to know that the instrument is valued at more than $100,000.
Well, 100 grand. Oh, some fiddle. How are you going to get it?
That is where Signor Carlotti will help us. With his assistance, I should have no difficulty whatsoever.
You have just heard the final number of Signor Roberto Carlotti's farewell program over this station. This world-renowned artist leaves tonight for a concert engagement on the West Coast, where he will present a joint recital with Giuseppe Morello, internationally famous violinist.
So Mr. Carlotti's a good pianist. Exactly where does that lead us?
It convinces me that Jim Belmont is interested in his movement.
But why?
I don't know, but I intend to find out in a hurry. Call the depot, find out what time the train arrives, and meet him. In the meantime, I'll get all the information I can about Carlotti.
That's a new one on me. Chaperone to pianist.
I am honored by your presence, Signor Carlotti.
What is this outrage? What do you want? Who are you?
You may call me Caldwell. Charles Caldwell. Signor Carlotti, I'm going to substitute for you as Morello's accompanist at the concert tonight.
Impossible. You're mad. No one can substitute for me. I will have no part of your devilish schemes.
You are to telephone Morello that you're obliged to leave the city at once because of a sudden death in your family. You are to say that you are sending your friend, Charles Caldwell, for an audition.
No, I will not. Oh, I see it all now. You intend to do some harm to Morello, huh? I refuse.
And if you refuse, we will smash those highly trained fingers of yours, one by one.
No.
Morton.
Yes, sir. I consent. What do you want me to say?
Your speech to Morello is already prepared. Study it carefully. There must be no mistake.
Hello? Yes, Joyce, what news?
Bad news, I'm afraid. 2 men boarded the train at the East Side station and persuaded Carlotti to get off there with them.
Did you get a description of the men?
Not in any detail. I talked to the Pullman conductor, and from the way he described them, one of the men could have been Farrell.
And probably was. Anyway, we do know that Carlotti is supposed to play the accompaniment for Morello, the violinist, at a concert tonight. You'd better return here immediately, and we'll go to see Morello at his hotel.
Signor Morello?
Yes?
I'm Professor Caldwell.
Yes. My friend Carlotti telephoned that you would come.
I trust that I shall be able to take his place as your accompanist.
I hope so, although I doubt it. However, it will take but a moment to determine. Your technique is excellent, my friend. We must rehearse at once. I'll get my violin. You know it's a Stradivarius, so naturally I keep it under lock and key and allow no one to touch it but myself. There. Is she not beautiful? But when you hear her voice...
Magnificent. I almost regret having to deprive you of it.
What? You dare!
Keep quiet or you won't live.
Come in, Farrell.
Well, you got it all right.
Of course. That's what I came after. Tie him up.
Wait here.
Well, that's that.
Blake. Put that violin down, Belmont. You won't need it where you're going.
Are you suggesting that a harp would be more appropriate?
It will be if you don't drop that gun. Now move over against that wall.
Pull out, quick. He's coming. They're gaining. Did you notify Gorman to stand by?
Yes, he'll be at the intersection of Acton Road.
Calling Gorman. B1, calling Gorman.
Gorman speaking.
I can't switch cars as I had planned. Blake is right behind us. Get set to run him off the road.
Okay, Chief. I'll stop him.
Take my gun and see if you can nick one of their tires when we get within range. It's too bad Belmont escaped, but at least I captured Farrell.
Farrell?
Yes, I left him at Morello's hotel, handcuffed. So I'll have to fix this tire and hurry back before Belmont gets to him.
Losing that Stradivarius violin was bad enough. But having Farrell captured by Blake was even worse.
That's right. We need Farrell.
Yes, I know. I'll free him as soon as possible. But I can't make any plans until I know what Blake intends to do with him.
You can't very well walk into his office and ask him.
No. But I can let him sit there and tell us everything we want to know. Water?
Oh, yes. Over there. Get any information from Farrell?
No, but I found this in his pocket. I'm quite certain it's the key to a post office box. And if that's where Belmont gets his mail, we're on the right track. Joyce, will you take this key to the postmaster and see if he can tell you which post office branch issued it?
All right. That's the last time we'll use that post office.
Supposing they can't locate that box for Joyce.
Then we'll have agents watch every post office in the city.
My dear, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to get Joyce Kingston. With her in my hands, I can force Blake to release Farrell. We'll simply exchange prisoners.
That's smart thinking, Jim.
Hello. This is Blake. Rita Parker.
Listen carefully, Blake. We're holding your secretary a prisoner, and if you want to save her life, you'll have to release Farrell within 2 hours.
Let Joyce come to the phone so I'll know if you're telling the truth.
I think I can convince you without that. We got her. She came out of the post office building with that key. Now, do you believe me?
Maybe.
Remember, you have just 2 hours to decide. And by the way, don't waste time having agents watch the post office branches. We won't be using the mails from now on.
Wait a minute. She hung up. Belmont's holding Joyce a prisoner and threatens her life unless we release Farrell.
How do you know?
From what Rita Parker said on the telephone. We've got to get Belmont now. Let's question Farrell once more.
He won't talk, Jerry.
Well, it's worth a try. Come on. I got it.
How did you ever guess there was a dictaphone in here?
Because Rita spoke of my agents watching the post office branches. And I didn't mention it until after Joyce had left. Here, open it up, see what type it is. See what range it has. Anything that will give us a clue.
I know this type well. It has a range of only 4 blocks.
It's a lot of buildings within an area of 4 blocks square.
Wait a minute. Look, see this little loop? It's a directional area. What position did you find this gadget in?
Like that.
It's pointing to the north.
That means whoever was listening to us is within an area 4 blocks to the north. This is our district. Let's see what's north of here.
The Mid-City Park takes up 3 blocks. Well, that leaves only 1 block of buildings to cover.
Yeah, those buildings are a department store, a row of small shops, and on this corner, a theater.
The old Velasco. But that's been closed for 2 years.
And that's exactly where I think we'll find Belmont's headquarters.
Belmont himself in this district?
It'd be just like him. He's very daring and always does the unexpected. I'm going to take a look at that theater.
Someone's tinkering with the piano backstage. Put her in the closet and get out of sight. Toss your gun away, Blake. Miss Kingston's already here. Before I ring down the curtain on you, Blake, I would like to know how you found your way here.
By the way, haven't you forgotten Farrell? I thought you wanted to exchange him for Miss Kingston. Bring him in, boys. And when Jim Belmont fired at me, his bullets went through the closet door. I heard a scream and a fall. Later, when I opened the door, she was lying there, dead.
It was tough luck for her.
It would have been worse luck for me if Rita hadn't hidden herself in the closet. She was standing directly in front of me when Belmont fired through the door.
She got the final payoff from her own boss. In the final analysis, even Jim Belmont wasn't so smart. He could easily have been a leader among men if he'd picked an honest profession. Instead of that, all he gets is a police burial. This is the entire file on the Jim Belmont and Associates. Mark it, case closed.